Hi, everyone. It is Bree and Priscilla with Straighten Her Crown Project. Thank you for joining us this morning. We are taking this vlog spot to introduce and interview a little bit some of our highlighted queens. Today, we've got a very special guest for you. Before we get started, though, we do want to let you all know that we are having our first mixer tonight. We're very excited about it at 5:30, third shot up at the mall. We're going to have raffles. We're going to have icebreaker games, and we're just going to have some time to network. And then we're going to take a little bit of an opportunity just to share with you a little bit more about who we are and what we're hoping to encourage this community to do and help us in that support of other women. So before I take up too much of your time, I want to go ahead and invite our guest here in just a second. Stay tuned. And we have Wendy Allen with us today. How are you?
I'm doing fabulous. I'm so happy to be part of Straighten Her Crown Project. So thank you for inviting me in.
Absolutely. We're so excited to have you. And we had a little bit of a mix up with our scheduling today. And the fact that she was able to just still be here just really shares how dedicated she is to our cause here. So first of all, why don't you just tell us a little bit about you? And just to give you, I don't think we told you this. This is our camera. We've got all of these little cameras everywhere.
Yeah, I just noticed. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm Wendy Allen. I am a personal trainer in Prescott, and I've been a personal trainer since 2008. I have a weight loss story myself where I was able to strength train and start eating right and lose a lot of weight several years ago, probably, I'm 42 and I was 28. So it's been a while. And 2 kids later, and I've kept the weight off, but I really do love with Straighten Her Crown Project how it ties in with what I do, empowering women. Definitely that's what I do for a living is I empower women and help them to learn how to take better care of their bodies and
love that.
Looking better, feeling better, ultimately, and just, and what it does for your heart and lungs and keeping you healthy, I think is just really important. And with confidence, of course, too. So
Absolutely.
I wanted to be a part of this.
It's just one thing that, even in my industry, you just see how hard we are on ourselves as women, and it's heartbreaking. Mm-hmm. And if you can have any part in building them up and loving them, I think it's fantastic, and especially with your physical and mental health.
Yep. And it's a rewarding job to have, so I really like it.
So how long have you been in Prescott? Are you from here?
So I've lived here for 6 years. I moved up from the valley because our son has a rare lung disorder where the air pollution wasn't good for him. And I Googled, where is the cleanest air in the state? Prescott is the cleanest air in the country. In the nation. So over text message, I texted my husband and said, let's move to Prescott. Cleanest air in the nation. He said, okay. And 2 months later, our house was sold and we are in our home. So still in the house that we started renting just to check it out, but we ended up buying it a year later to the date. So it was like meant to be. And we love where we live. We love Prescott. And I literally say every single day, I love this town. I say it out loud to myself while I'm driving around because every season it's gorgeous and I love the people.
It's a great town.
Yeah. Maria's saying hi to you.
Hi, Maria.
We love that. I do that too. I've only been back a couple years, but I was gone for 20, and you always come back. You just do when you leave.
That's what I've heard.
Yeah, it's just, and it is such a special place.
And I grew up in a small town in Minnesota. I'm a farmer's daughter. And then I lived in metropolitan areas, but Prescott's kind of the best of both worlds. It's a good sized city, but it also feels like a small town.
It definitely has that small town charm. Mm-hmm. So you, in your health journey, have learned to cook a certain way, bake a certain way.
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about that.
Okay, so I've taken grandma's recipes with all the sugar and the oil and the flour, and I have kind of Wendified it. So instead of regular flour, I use gluten-free flour, and I have found a mix to be kind of the perfect one. It's Pamela's gluten-free bread flour that you can only get here in town at Natural Grocers. That is really good for if you're making like cobblers and cookies, but muffins is kind of my thing, and everyone knows me for, if they know me for my muffins mainly, because instead of sugar, I use monk fruit sweetener. Instead of vegetable oil, I use coconut oil, which is a superfood. But I also make my own hemp milk, and which is, hemp milk is a superfood. It's really good for you, just in the blender. And but the secret ingredient is, which blows people away, is I've taken beets and steamed beets, spinach, and broccoli sprouts, which are a highly regenerative food. Put it in the blender with a little bit of water and honey, just enough to blend. And I pour that mixture into ice cube trays so that every time, and I put that in a Ziploc bag and keep it in the freezer. So every time I bake muffins, you're getting superfoods.
What a great
And I started
idea.
selling them because people would eat them and they would like, okay, this is perfect. Like, and you're telling me that it's all healthy and there's nothing bad at all in this. And I'm like, no, it's perfectly healthy.
So where do we find this recipe? Where do we,
if you're willing to go through that much work, I will give it to you. But otherwise, I sell them for $15 a dozen.
Okay.
But most people hear what I go through with making the hemp milk and making the superfood mixture and all the work that goes into it.
I will buy them from you.
Then yeah, that's
no,
usually,
I do not want to go
I'm
through
just
the
like,
process.
I've already done all the work and it's all prepped. And so, yeah, I do sell muffins for $15 a dozen.
You know, that's an amazing price.
Is it? Okay.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For a superfood?
For a superfood and for as
Yeah.
much time and effort and like,
And I can make them vegan too. If you don't want eggs, I can make them with like the flax egg, where you use flax and water, and it's kind of like helps the consistency.
I love that. And so how would we reach out to you if we wanted to order anything like that?
Just call or text or go on my Instagram messaging.
Instagram.
Yeah, I've got 2 Instagrams. Wendy Forever 28 is my fitness one.
Okay,
So,
Wendy Forever 28 for those.
That's
of
when I
you-
became a trainer, was when I was 28. So yeah.
Perfect.
Yep. So Wendy Forever 28.
So as I'm reading your summary and got to look at some of your pictures and stuff, how cool is it that you were in a band?
Yeah, it was just one of those things that was on my bucket list. And it's funny because like even when I was in high school, I remember my friends telling me, whatever you want, you do and you get. And I'm like, it's called putting your mind to it. And you put enough visualization into something and it happens. So my husband and I were going to jam sessions down the street when we lived in Chandler. My mom would babysit. This is when I was already a mom. So I had a 1 and 3-year-old at home and started, jamming. And then with all the people we were jamming with, they said, let's start a band and you can be our singer. And I was like, okay. So they came up to Prescott recently and I sang with them at Jersey Lily, which was another big deal.
Yeah.
And it's been 6 years since I sang with them because I had to quit the band when we moved to Prescott. So I definitely was, shocked and not ready. So it was a whole week of practicing. And by the time I sang at Jersey Lily, this was like a couple months ago, my voice was pretty hoarse because I had practiced so much all week.
Right.
But it was fun. I like to do like Janis Joplin kind of, and
So you're kind of like a bluesy
funk. I love bluesy funk kind of rock. Yeah.
Can you sing us a song right now?
Oh, gosh.
I'm just kidding. Put her on the spot.
If you would have given me a heads up, I would have
do
totally
that to
broken
you.
right into
No,
song for you.
I would do that to you. But you know what? As we did bring up a little bit of you on our live, so you could see look at you just jamming out and having a great time out there.
Arizona Avenue. Yep, that was my band.
Oh, I love that.
Because we all met on Arizona Avenue. That was the jam place. So we were like, let's just call ourselves Arizona Avenue. So
That's great.
love that.
So do you have any plans of pursuing or continuing singing?
I actually don't. I have a guitar. I am a songwriter. So I like to, the reason I learned how to play guitar is so that I could sing because I love to sing so much. So, I feel bad saying this, but once you have kids, they kind of steal a lot of your creative juices, at least for me. And so I do like every day, it's something like, I want to get my guitar out, but life is just so busy now that it's like, you really almost have to put it on the calendar anymore.
Oh, I get that. I had 2 boys. They're all adults now, so I get to get back into my groove, which has taken a little time to find. But no, you'll get it. You'll be able to be there again, and it'll go like that before you realize it, and you'll be missing it. Kids grow so fast.
Yeah, music has really been a good therapy too. When I lost my brother, I wrote a lot of songs about just when I see you again. Up in heaven and those kinds of things, like or like how he died. I kind of wrote about that just to help me grieve, and so
it's a good release.
It is, yeah.
I'm so sorry to hear about that.
Yeah, that was tough. But, I definitely had to write a lot of poems. I had to write some songs. I had to play music. And that was just how I got through it. So,
Well, good for you. I'm glad you found a great outlet for that, a very creative outlet for that.
and that's when I started training and everything too. So, and my husband and I were training for the half Ironman triathlon when we were just dating back when that happened. So it was actually a really healthy outlet to have, music and fitness, a big part of my life at that time, and a new love, falling in love with him to get through that tough time. So it was, but yeah, we did the half Ironman triathlon in our first, when we just started dating. So that was pretty crazy.
That's so ambitious.
Took me about 7 hours.
Yes, that is very, very ambitious.
It's a tough one.
Gosh.
Probably never do it again.
I ran a half marathon in 2007, and I have not ran since.
So try swimming for a mile first, then riding on your bike for 56
gosh.
miles, and then run
That's
a half
what
marathon.
I'm saying.
That's what it was.
I ran a half marathon, and I will never
was-
run again. I can't imagine doing all of that.
It was nuts.
I did a half marathon and I never want to run again.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly. I was like, okay, I did it. Mark it off my bucket
It
list.
was.
Moving on. Yeah.
Yeah.
Kudos to you for doing that.
Oh, I was
That's
like
impressive.
limping on the way back in. My calf had completely seized up, and so it was like, that's like kind of how I finished.
But you finished.
Yeah,
That's great.
Yeah. Got
Very
that in the books.
inspiring. Thank you for sharing.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So, as we were like putting out there, this new nonprofit that we're doing, Straighten Her Crown Project, and it's so new for us that we're still trying to figure out where we're going to take it. But what was it about you that grabbed you?
The women's empowerment and really connecting with other women, because since I've lived in Prescott, I have met a lot of women, but I've also come across the kind of women who are like, my circle's closed. I've met my friends and, it's nice to meet you or whatever, but, you never really get to go further than that. And so, but then I've also met other women who you show your realness and they do too. And just sharing that either helps you, bond and become friends or not. And so this is just another avenue for me to pursue, to find people, because my circle will never be closed.
No, and it shouldn't be. You should always
Yeah.
just be open to
Yeah.
everyone.
Yeah.
And you find people that you connect with on certain levels. And you might even find somebody you don't necessarily connect with, but you can still respect them, admire them,
Yeah.
and support them.
Yeah.
And I think that's so important in this community.
Yeah, and you can learn from each other just by sharing. You can learn from each other, and so I think that's really important. Is just like sharing who you are, and that's another thing I really liked about it. Is it's not just about marketing and business. It's people are sharing personally who they are,
Absolutely.
and I think it is important to notice that we've gone through our struggles. Everyone on earth has, and to validate that, and another way that we can learn from each other, and just by sharing what struggles you've been through. So I really liked that part of it too, because it can't just be all on the surface.
Right.
And
I think when people can relate to you on a personal level, they want to support you even more.
Yeah.
You're not just an object. Now you're someone with stories and
Exactly.
life. And I think that's what, made it special for me too.
Yeah.
Is just getting to know people on a deeper level.
Yeah, definitely.
And that's important.
And
Absolutely.
that's what's going to make our community even more beautiful, is all of these women coming together from all walks of life. And,
Right.
we're all so different and we all have so many talents. And so thank you for seeing that, for seeing what we are. And that makes me happy, because it means we did a good job.
Yeah, that's definitely the goal, And as women, like you've said before, you do find, the women who are a little bit more closed off and judgmental. And so this kind of opens a new chapter of how we should see each other, and
Absolutely.
be accepting and non-judgmental.
And I think too, I'm hoping that women who are judgmental, and this is true for me anyway, I can't speak for everyone, but you are so conditioned that the best way to love yourself is by judging others, because you're always comparing yourself to others, and you can't compare yourself to someone without judging them. So I'm hoping that this kind of takes that away.
Yeah.
Right. Like we don't have to judge you because I don't have to compare myself to you. I'm so busy trying to love myself and be my own beautiful person, and then find people that beauty mirrors.
Yeah, exactly.
And so I'm hoping that judgment will just go away.
Yeah.
With all of this.
Focus on each other's strengths, not our weaknesses.
Right.
Exactly.
Yeah. That's the power in it.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, Wendy, I appreciate you so much. Will you tell everybody what your plans are for today?
I am going to Apricot Lane to model their awesome fashion finds, which I know I'll be happy because every time I go in there, I am. And then we're going to the mixer tonight.
And the mixer tonight at 5:30 at Third Shot, you guys. We're so excited. I think this is going to be huge.
It's going to be huge, you guys. We put so much into it, and we just want to show and share with you guys what we're all about. All of our board members went above and beyond, and they had poured their hearts into this event. So please be there. Join us. It's free to enter. You get a raffle ticket. You can enter all of the raffles. And courtesy of all of our board members, we have a board and brush basket, we have an Apricot Lane basket, we have a Charlie James basket, we have a wine basket, and so much more. Wow. And we have lots of little surprises for all of our queens. So if you were a highlighted queen, we're going to see you there.
Yes. Yes. We also have Be Limitless.
Yes.
And
yes. Nice. The pop-up.
Yes. Yeah.
Cool. So,
and then we want to give a shout out to Third Shot too for providing us with the space and the discount on the food and drink tonight. So you guys want to be there. Before we end, is there one last thing you want the community to know about you, or a piece of advice or a favorite quote that you may have?
Let's see. One of my favorite quotes is, "Health is the groundwork for happiness."
I love that.
That's
so true.
Yeah.
That's so true.
And also I love Third Shot coffee. So if you haven't been there yet, you guys are going to love it.
How do you say that? Acai
bowls.
Acai.
They are to die for. And they are so generous. They have been incredible in supporting our cause, and we're so grateful. They have agreed to donate 10% back of anything that gets sold tonight. So you guys definitely come and try an acai bowl. Yes. They're so yummy and
they're
so healthy.
One just for us.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they're creating an acai. Don't ask me for words. Acai bowl just for the mixer tonight for Straight Hair Crown Project. Nice. Yeah, the Crown Bowl. That's what we're calling it. I don't know what they're calling it, but that's what we're calling it.
And all their food is good.
It is.
Our whole family loves everything.
Yes.
We go there often.
So yes, a huge shout out to Third Shot Coffee. Thank you so much. And so we hope to see you guys tonight. We have another wonderful queen that we will be sharing with you next week. Same time, same place. We'll see you then. Until next week. Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thanks for having me.